the Rock Awards committee do the nominations, or do the people do the nominations?
I believe the people nominate, and
Yeah,
then,
everybody, go ahead.
so I think the people nominate. If I'm so yeah, if I believe how it works is the people nominate, and then I believe they take maybe the top nominees, and
Okay.
those are the people. I'm not sure. I only know that the people are supposed to nominate.
So if that's the case, then people can't really be upset with the Rock Awards committee because they're not the one in charge, like doing the nominations. They just take what they're given and work with that.
Right, but we're so yeah.
So
I
in
mean,
actuality, could people be mad at their friends or followers that nobody nominated them?
that could be it, or yourself, because
Because you can nominate yourself.
you can as many times as you want. I'm sure.
So yeah. So I mean, I just feel like, I've seen stuff on my timeline. I've seen other people saying, "Oh my God, y'all talking so negative about the Rock Awards, blah blah blah," and I've seen stuff myself. But I'm just trying to figure out. Hi everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hi best friend. I'm just trying to figure out, why such a negative stigma is behind it.
Because
feel like
like
it's
we said
just-
before, it's easy for people to be negative versus
I
positive.
feel like it's just something positive for the community, and this is the 7th year, so this year should be like huge. The turnout should be amazing, And so what if you gotta think about it. Everybody does what they do for gain,
Mm-hmm.
for monetary reasons.
Right.
I mean, I started my business. I went to school and got my license and started my business to make money, to have my own business, to be an entrepreneur,
Right.
to be my own boss. That was my whole purpose. You do what you do to be your own boss, to be an entrepreneur, to make your own money. Everybody does what they do for monetary gain. So I don't understand why people would be upset saying they're doing it for money. Of course, there wants to be some gain behind it, but I also think there's another driving force behind it as well. I don't think it's all for money.
Mm-hmm.
That should just come naturally. I think it's done because the people have a passion for whatever.
And I think too, just because we do know the person who is over the Rock Awards, or
Yeah.
we know about her and the process. I don't even know if like financial gain has even happened. Do you know what I
The
mean?
7th year.
So that means it has to be like some passion behind
that
it
means
where you're trying to
something
grow
for her to
it.
continue to do it, because if I don't know nobody that's gonna keep doing something that they don't really enjoy for free. So, that's just my opinion on the Rock Awards.
Yeah. So I mean, just good luck to everybody.
Just good luck to everybody.
nominated?
Make sure you guys vote for the nominees, and then just come out and support. Because even if you haven't been nominated, or if you don't have a business, you know somebody who was. You know me. You know Jessica. You know Rocky. She is the host this year.
Shout out to Rocky B,
Shout
my
out to
bestie.
Rocky. I love her. She's the host this year, and she's nominated for Best Radio Show.
Wait, no, she's nominated for Best Radio Show, Best Host, and Fashion Icon.
Oh, so she's nominated for 3 things.
Listen, 3.
My bad.
Listen, that's my bestie. So I got to make sure I represent.
So just on that alone, to just come out. If you come out and support, you'll be supporting her,
Right.
and just other people that There's a couple other dope people that's
I
nominated.
feel like anybody who's nominated is dope, because just because their name is in like on your timeline 24/7
Yeah.
doesn't mean that they're not talented, or
Exactly.
they shouldn't be nominated.
Mhm.
There's a lot of like young and up and coming people who are just trying to get their name out there. So just because you don't see their name everywhere doesn't mean that they're not just as talented as the person
next
who
person.
you always see on
Right.
your timeline. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just really big on us supporting each other. And I know I've told myself that I need to do better with that this year, as far as doing different events and stuff. Because
Right.
and the reason why my thing was going out was behind me. I had done it so much,
Mhm.
in my 20s.
Right.
I'm still in my 20s.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Mid-30s.
Hello. First of all, there's nothing mid about my age. I'm still in my 20s, so I went out a lot in my 20s. Like almost every weekend we did, and so I was to a point where I'm like, I'm done partying, so a lot of parties and stuff that be like club settings, I'm like, that's not me no more, because I literally be like sleepy, like at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
But I feel like I need to just support more, just to support more, just to give support, or if I buy a ticket and give it to somebody. But I feel like I should be around.
Yeah. I think I've gotten a little better with that.
Yeah.
I've been trying.
Fat facts.
So yeah, so like let's kind of get right into our show a
Let's
little
get
bit
into
more.
it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about fat facts.
Fat facts. Yeah.
Fat facts.
Okay, let's get these fat facts.
So fat facts, okay, because a lot of people have a misconception that just because you're fat or you have more meat in your body that you're unhealthy, and that's not necessarily the case. Out of 30 million people in America, 12% of those people are skinny and they have diabetes.
I
That's a
believe that is
scientific
definitely
fact.
okay. I was going to say that's true, because there are a lot of slim people who are unhealthy.
A lot of people automatically assume if they see like, oh, you're bigger or overweight. Because at the end of the day,
overweight or morbidly obese.
Or morbidly obese. At the end of the day, we're all overweight or morbidly obese if we go by that chart.
Okay.
seen this?
I have
chart?
not seen it.
I honestly believe that chart was made for people with no melanin.
Okay, here she go.
That's just my opinion. It's not realistic for me to be 5'9" and weigh 130 pounds.
Right.
I'm
I
not even
agree
trying
with
to
that.
be funny. That's not. My boobs probably weigh more than 130 pounds.
Okay, no, they can't. But okay.
I'm just saying, like, that alone, like, there's no way. I think the chart was made, like, I think it's like centuries old for people that have no shape, no curve, no figure. That's just
Does
straight
it
up
say
and down
like
and
what
flat.
date that this was put out?
I don't know. You mean about my fat fact or about the chart?
The chart
I
itself.
need to do research. Maybe I'll do research for that fat fact for next.
Yeah,
week.
like see when the chart was
When that
like
chart was
initially
made.
put out.
Because you be 5 pounds, like they like morbidly is just like such a horrible word.
It is that word.
It's like death,
Listen.
deathly obese.
Listen, that word is so funny. My mom and I, it's like a joke between her and I. I'd be like, okay, morbid. You know, like we just go back and forth and laugh at each other, even though it's not a laughing
It's
matter,
not
but it's
funny
just
at
so
all,
funny
But it's just like
because the doctors put it on a piece of paper when you go see them.
no, like at your printout at the end of the visit, it's like morbidly
Morbidly?
obese.
Yeah, I'm like,
And you're
really?
like, that really don't help my self esteem. And my doctor's rude.
Right.
She's very blunt.
She's very blunt, right?
And I shouldn't say she's rude because I don't think she's trying to be rude. She's just very blunt. So
Right.
I come in and she be like, "What is happening?"
Yeah. Yeah, my
There's no
doctor,
excuse.
same thing with mine.
You want to die?
Right.
And I be like,
This is with my doctor. Jess, what's going on? That's her favorite. Like, what's going on here?
I like to
Bye,
eat,
lady.
and I love food. That's what happened. But no, seriously. So that's
Okay.
a very common misconception. A lot of people figure just because you have more meat or more curvy that you're automatically unhealthy, and that's not a case because 12% of Americans out of 30 million Americans, 12% of them, which is a huge number out of 30 million,
That is a huge number.
12% are the normal weight, and they have type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, I'd like to know like what when the chart was put out.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some research on that.
Okay, yeah, let us know.
Yeah. So like I said earlier, today's show is about what's love got to do with it.
Yes.
You know, and we're kind of, just talking about love and some things I've seen a lot on my timeline about things going on and
Well, Valentine's Day is
things
coming up.
happening, and Valentine's Day is coming up, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, what am I getting for Valentine's Day?" and what's my gift?
Side
and
chick, normal chick.
Yeah,
like
the
there's
side
so
chick,
many
the
things.
normal
Yeah.
chick, there's so many factors in it.
Uh-huh.
Like people don't realize some people really have that life where they have
Absolutely.
side chicks and a main girl.
Yes. That is a fact.
We
I just
know
called
a couple.
myself. I just called myself like, oh, yes.
You almost was about to
Listen,
say
I was going to
something
say,
on here.
I know.
Don't you dare.
Listen, but more than one, though. There's more than one
Yeah.
cases. Like, we know personally.
And they have side chicks. Like, that's really a lifestyle. I got a question. Do you really think that the main chick don't know? I think she got to have some type of
she
inkling.
definitely has to know. Because, it's always like the women's intuition. I talk about this. Like, women definitely know. Like, if there's something going on in your relationship, you just feel it. It's just something
But
about
let me
it.
say something. Our woman intuition is not just like, ooh, something wrong. If they're not showing any signs. So let me just, I'm gonna use my situation for example. If what's going on in the studio, like it's a lot of side. Y'all know something
I
that
see
we
a lot
don't
of
know?
hand gestures.
Y'all know
What is
something we
going
don't know.
on?
Y'all got side chicks?
Nah.
Oh,
Something right.
somebody
Something
is silent.
right.
Okay,
Something right.
no, get them on camera.
Hey, y'all. Anybody? This one of y'all men? Get on this stat. That's your man. Him over here. This your man.
But no, let's kind of get back. So the question that you
So
said
the question is, do you think the main chick knows? And I know you said like women's intuition, which is great. We do have
Yeah.
that. But I think our intuition does not kick in unless something is off. I don't think it's just like, oh, if he's doing everything normal and doing everything by the books,
right.
and doing everything, nothing has changed, your tuition not gonna pick up on that because nothing's different. There's not a glitch in the system.
Or it's just something about it. I mean, if just something's like off, it could be like the way he's in his phone more.
Exactly.
or
So he's doing something out of the norm to make that intuition kick in.
Possibly.
I'm just gonna say that because I just know a situation personally that I know in my life.
Mhm.
They've been married for years and years and years, and the guy ended up cheating on this person, and she had no clue because she said nothing was different, nothing changed.
Oh.
Like he did everything the same.
So I wonder.
Like he did everything the same and literally had a whole other side chick, and she had no idea.
Really?
Like she was like no women's intuition. She was like he came home. We did everything the same. Nothing was out of the norm.
So that means he could have been cheating like the entire relationship.
It was a long time. It was like
Oh.
years.
So they were
years.
married for how long?
over 25 years. Like this was an long time relationship.
Oh,
and that's what I'm saying. You think like as men get older and as they get more settled, they still dogs at 50.
Absolutely, they really are.
Like at 50, like you almost got like worms.
I think sometimes it gets worse.
At 50.
Yeah, I think it gets worse because
like,
the older they
50,
get,
they dick probably won't even be getting hard no more. And you trying to cheat.
But I think the biggest thing with that,
bye.
I think the biggest thing with that situation is I feel like the older they get, especially if they're single, like a lot of men don't change. A lot of men do not change.
So it's just they could be 50, 60.
It doesn't matter.
Dogs.
Yes. I feel like age does not change. It doesn't matter your age. They are who they are.
Because you think automatically with age comes maturity. And so that means that's
not in every case.
The truth either.
No. And that goes for women too. Because just as much as men cheat, like women cheat as well.
We just don't get caught unless we want to get caught. Really.
Right.
We would know how to do it and you would never know.
Right.
Not me, because I don't, babe, I don't cheat. I'm just saying.
Listen.
I'm just saying, if we were, we kind of,
right,
know how to go about doing it. Because,
Very
I
true.
feel like it, say like for me, for instance, everybody knows I'm married. That's not a secret. But so if I was dealing with another man, he would know I'm married. He totally would have a place that he is to remain in and would never be able to cross them boundaries.
Right.
And that would be very strict. I feel like men try to establish that, but they allow it to run over.
So listen, I know this this particular girl.
Mm-hmm.
She is talking to this man who is married, and she knows that he's married because he told her. And he has multiple side chicks, and the wife, I feel like she has to know, but I think she's comfortable in their
lifestyle, maybe?
Yes.
Is there money involved?
Yes.
Okay.
And so
that makes a difference.
It does. So, my question is like for the girls who
I'm gonna be miserable in this Bentley.
That's what I'm saying. Like she's good. Like you do you. I'll hop on this plane and go catch a flight.
Yeah.
As long as I remain like number one.
Of course.
So I just my question is for like the chicks who like you're with
that no.
Like you're with a married man. Like what position do you believe you might become number one?
Or have you asked the girl that? You guys on Facebook yet. Give us feedback as well. Like we want to hear from you guys too. Like because I see a lot of women on here. So you guys let us know. Like, would you be okay with being a main chick to a guy that has side chicks?
Right. And and you're just like, well, as long as because I've even heard people out of my own ear say, as long as I just remain number one, like I don't care.
What does that mean?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I was so
I don't know.
flabbergasted.
I know.
When I heard that, I was like, dang. But I guess I look at it like this. If you know what situation you're getting into and everybody is okay with it, then do y'all. If everybody in the situation is okay,
so then just be sister wives.
Yes, that's like that's a new. Well, it's not a new thing, but I feel like
people
are more comfortable.
Just be a sister wife then, because let's not pretend like it's not happening. Let's not act like we could get upset and want to fight. Let's just all be a big couple. He take care of all of us, and we just make sure he good, and we all just be together.
He's winning,
of course, but they letting him.
That's true. But okay, so then my other question, with relationships, this one guy said that men are supposed to be dating multiple women. Men are not supposed to be monogamous.
Who said that? Well, not who said that, but where that?
They said because back in the day.
But I mean, like, who said that? Like, who said that? Where that at?
Okay, so this person was told back in the day, men had, and still in other countries, men have multiple wives. And they just feel as though like, they said somewhere in the Bible. I have to find out where.
People always want to reference the Bible when it fits their lifestyle, but don't.
But they said back in the day, like men even now in other countries have multiple wives, and it's a thing. And they said men just should have multiple women, and that's why the cheating rate is so high because men should have multiple women.
And I think the cheating rate is so high for stupid stuff like that.
But then it made stupid stuff. But it made me think like,
nah, I'm good.
Should men have
possible for a man to be monogamous with one woman? There's men that have done it.
Yeah, but
there's people that have done it.
Have they?
Yes.
Do we really know?
No.
Do you know what I mean? Like, do we really know? And that's a good question. Like, do we really know if these men, like, even pastors, you got to think about it like, oh, okay, that doesn't mean he wasn't with the secretary.
I know a pastor and a bishop that's on Facebook, and he Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. Because like if I say more, it'll like people could put two and two together.
Okay,
and
got you.
I'm not trying to be messy on that level. So
Yeah, we don't want that.
I don't want that. But somebody said, somebody had a comment and that said, my thing with the polygamy relationships is how you gonna be with multiple people and can't even keep one man happy. You mean women? Like how are women gonna be with multiple people and can't keep one man happy? Somebody said you don't want to be my sister wife because I'm crazy and deranged. Oh, I feel like. Okay, for instance, I'm gonna use me as an example. I'm married, and this year to be 5 years. We've been together a total. Thank you. Thanks, guys. This year has been a total of 10 years. I mean, it'll be a total of 10, married 5.
Right.
And we did have some infidelity in our relationship, and again, pre-marriage.
Right.
We decided to stay together and work through it. Do I feel like in my marriage there's been some infidelity? No. I know for sure on my end, but on him, I haven't had any. Again, I haven't had any signs. Now, I'm not saying it couldn't happen.
That's what I'm saying.
Because it has happened. I know a case where it's happened, but I haven't had any signs. I haven't had any reason to believe something was off. Now, prior to our marriage, when there was some infidelity, there was signs. There was a difference. I noticed stuff. It. And it was like, and I wasn't even trying to notice stuff. It literally just happened. I'm like, that was odd. So let me investigate. Right. So it wasn't even like it was a situation where I was looking. It was like
it just kind of like fell right.
And it made me want to investigate. And by my investigations, all right, you doing too much.
Fine. So the question is, should men be allowed to have multiple women versus being in a?
I don't know. I guess it's a situation where, like you said, if the women are okay with it,
right?
I mean, I feel like if the women are gonna allow it, whatever, because some are gonna do it regardless if we allow it or not. It's just all about how they do it. But my thing is like, why? What's inside of them that they feel like, why?
And that's something.
Is it just so much temptation? Well, is it just like, the era we're in? Is it like a cool thing?
I don't think it's the era because this is not new. This is not new. This is something that has been happening.
Because there's people back in the day that have, been married and have multiple kids with the woman and then have a whole nother family.
Absolutely.
Like older couples like that are like in the 60s and 70s now. And they all have a whole nother set of kids.
Right.
And a whole nother family. So this cheating thing is not nothing new. But what for? Why? Why is it that men are so feel like so prone to do it, and women usually because like right now I'm content. I'm fine. Sometimes I don't have the energy to do with Jerry. I don't want nobody else pumping on me either.
Right.
So
pumping. Pumping, is that the word we're gonna use? Pumping, pump.
So I'm just like, how do men why do we get to a place where we're content and we're fine and we're like, this is it for me. I don't need.
So this is what I heard. We'll never understand them.
It's like
we will never understand,
and they'll never get us. I don't think either.
Right, and so what I've heard, and even want to make sure. Anan, he says, as a man, they look. They if a woman walks by, it doesn't matter if her face is not the greatest.
But if she got a big butt,
they're gonna look. It's just something about it.
Does it bother you?
No, because sometimes I'll be like, yo,
look at her butt.
Like her butt is so big. Like, dang, man. Like that, but so he's respectful of me at this stage and that he doesn't look, because he knows like, okay, if I turn and look, like Jessica gonna punch me.
It's so funny when me and Jared together in public somewhere, and I always spot the big butt before he do. It's so hilarious.
Why do we do that? Because we know that they might look. So we always, like in the beginning, we'll look first just to see.
It's so hilarious though to watch him be with me and not look, because it is so funny. And I'll be like, and then I'll be like, babe, gonna look. I see you want to look. He's like, I ain't near girl, you was trying to look at her butt. Just gonna look. I mean, but it's like, it's because we're married or because we're in a committed relationship, are we not allowed to still be attracted to other people? Like our natural nature is the law of attraction is for us to be attracted. It's just not crossing that line.
And then also think about it with us, like when we see like a guy who's cute, with the guy it's kind of hard.
We never be like,
look at his biceps, like
look
what?
At his calves.
Look at his calves, like we don't. No,
or we could never say, damn, look at his dick print, because it be there sometimes.
True, we can never say that.
They can look at the girl's butt, but we'll never. I mean, that'll be totally disrespectful,
right?
Because they butt and stuff poke out. But sometimes a dick print be just as visible as a big butt.
Right.
But I would never
be like, oh, look at that print.
Like, damn, baby's dick is long. It's swinging.
Well, it's kind of hard to see because most of them, listen. Okay,
Look, you got the right one in some sweatpants.
What is this whole gray sweatpants thing? Do you
Because
really believe that? The whole gray sweatpants?
Yes, because you can really see the print in the pants.
I need people to put on gray sweatpants so I can really see. Because
You've been, girl.
Listen.
I've been around people that had on gray sweatpants and you be like, God damn, like their print is very visible.
Really?
And see, that's the thing. I could look and see that and be like, damn. But I won't be like, damn, I want to suck that.
Really?
That's never been a thing I've said.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
because I could notice it and be like, damn, I think when men look at a fat butt, they be like, oh, I wouldn't mind hitting that. I honestly think that's the thought that comes to mind.
Absolutely.
But I could see a dick print and I've never thought, ooh, that'll feel good in my mouth. Never.
Really? This is what I can't deal with you. Okay, so
I've never thought it. I feel like when they see big butts and titties, they have those sexual thoughts immediately.
Absolutely. That's in their nature.
Like women do that. I don't feel like we do that.
So
I feel like we just look and move on.
So like if you in the mall when you see like a good looking guy and whatever, because like we're really weird when it comes to like looks. You know how guys are real like superficial. I feel like with women we're very different when it comes to like looks. So like if you see a guy, are you like, oh my God, he's like handsome or cute? Like
I might be like, oh, he's handsome, but I don't necessarily be like, Jerry, he's handsome. I always keep that to myself. I'll say it to
right,
myself.
like we could never say that to our mate, but they
can say it with us,
right?
Because like I love beards. You know, it's like a thing.
Yeah,
like, everybody seems it, but I love beards, and so I can see a guy and be like, God, he got a nice beard. Yeah,
because there was a day on our photo shoot. There was like a room full of men with beards.
Full of beards.
Shout out to
Monique for that. She did her beard photo shoot.
And we were, I turned around, I'm like, where's all these men with beards? And then, you know, we were with some women who were just acting crazy.
And it was so funny because you was like in the dressing room and you could tell by the tone of some of the women's voice. She was like, is it men in here?
Yeah, I was like, is there
voice
men?
Is different.
Like,
and it was.
Their voices went 10 octaves. I was like, there has to be men in here because everybody's tone is changed. Everybody's like, ditzy. Like, why do we act ditzy when there's men in the room?
I don't freaking know.
It's just like their IQ just completely drops.
It's like, oh my God, I'm dumb. I love you.
I'm dumb. Right.
There's penis here.
Right. I just don't understand like why we do that. So I automatically knew because I heard the octaves drop. I was like, here we go. Or wait, 10 octaves high.
Yeah. So that's the thing. Like I'll be like, oh, you got a nice beard. But I could see a handsome man and be like, gosh, she's handsome. But then there'll be a situation where I'm like, oh, I just really want to screw him.
Okay, so with women, I feel like we judge guys based on like personality and energy.
I think it's very different with us, yes.
Yeah, but them,
and
I
their
feel like
sneakers.
It's more physical. Yes, sneakers or shoes, that matter.
Because I'm like, that's big.
Yes.
Like you need to have fresh kicks on.
Absolutely.
But they don't even have to be like Jordan, but as long as they're like clean and neat
and they're not
nice.
Like talking.
Please don't, and they better not be bending like at the toe. Like had that big crease.
No, listen, because that's what we've, you know, as women,
dirty shoestrings.
No, listen, when you're young, as a mom, like my mom, well, I'm not a mom, but my mom said, you know, one way to look at a man and know if he is about that, about like just a good man, it's his shoes. You judge a man off of his shoes, and that's what I learned like growing up as like a woman. Like you got to look at a man's shoes.
And my dad always had nice shoes, always smell good, always put together, always iron his clothes. Uncles too, so that was a good example. Always dressed nice, always but they were all dogs at some point in their life. No, for real. But just growing up around my uncles, right. Like I was ready for dudes because I heard all the game.
Right.
I was like ready, and I was like, my uncle said that to a girl last week. Nope, you're not about to play me. And they used to be looking at me like, what? Nope. He told her that, and I was ready because they all were dogs. I mean. Dirty.
As I got older, I realized that too. I remember going.
They're better now, though.
I went over to my grandmother's house, and I remember we were having a gathering, and you know my uncles were there, and some of our female friends came over, and I saw my uncles like staring, and I was just like, "Ew, like what are you guys
looking
doing?"
At my friends.
Yeah, and I realized I was like,
"Hey, come here, girl, that young girl."
I was like, "Okay, y'all need to chill out." So I feel like at any age, it doesn't matter. Like men are gonna be who they are. It doesn't, and then.
And I guess I feel like you're comfortable in your relationship and your marriage because my mom and dad have been married. My dad got with my mom. Well, not my biological mom. She's
right,
not married, but I call her mom because she got with my dad when I was like 6 months.
Oh, so that's
they've been together like 30-something years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm to my 20s, but
okay,
they've
goodbye.
Been like 30-something years, and they're like the conversations we have when we're together and around each other. I'd be like, oh my God, like the stuff my dad said. My dad would be like, God, that girl got a fat ass right in front of my mom.
Really?
And she don't fret.
No.
Don't blink an eye.
And they're married, like signed on the dotted line.
Yes.
I don't know about that. That sounds a little kind of.
He be like,
I'm judging. Disrespectful.
He said like she got a fat butt.
Do you think that's disrespectful?
I just like Dad. And then he
Right,
be like,
because that is sounds like
she do. And I be like, Mom, and she be like, girl, ain't nobody paying him no attention. Nobody want him. And then it'll go.
Listen, she gotta stop because look, there's some young girl like, okay,
and they'll go from there. But like that's what I'm saying. Like,
Right.
I guess it's your comfort level
yeah,
or whatever and stuff in a relationship. Like I know Jerry is like an ass man.
Mhm.
That's like, most men be like ass, titties, leg size. He's ass, booty. He like it. He really. That's just always been him.
I'm sorry, I don't want to know that about Jerry.
So he's gonna look at butts.
Right.
I don't get insecure about that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know I come with ass and more. So I'm very secure.
Let the people know, Shakia.
I'm just saying because I'm very secure about that. So I'm not like, oh, you looking at her ass, but of course you can't be disrespectful. But I know he's gonna look.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean that he gonna go and have sex with her or screw her. I
Right.
feel like there has to be some type of respect in a relationship for the partners, for your partner. And he knows, like to lose me will be losing a lot. And I'm not just saying that because it's me. I'm serious. Like
Right.
me, the woman I am, how I treat him, how I am to him, how I handle our household. Everybody's not like that. I cater to him.
Yes.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
everybody not gonna do that. Like,
No.
some women are like, nigga, get up and make your own plate. Or
Well, they say that they do, that they don't, but behind closed doors,
I ain't doing this.
I feel
so
like
ain't
most
doing
girls
that.
cater to their man.
But
in
like
some
you
way,
should,
form, or fashion.
yeah. And I feel like you totally should. But I know he'll never find another me.
Of course
So to
not.
lose me would be very detrimental to him in his life.
I love that
being-
you're just so solid. And you're like, if he lose me, it's
No,
over.
I'm
Like he's
dead
never
serious,
finding
too. And I say
anybody
this-
better.
And I say this with 100% confidence. To lose me would be detrimental to his life. So if you feel like chasing a fat ass at the moment is worth me, you're bad.
So let's kind of go back to like dating. What age is it okay for a young girl to date? Because you have
I have a young girl, and
she's
she's
a
asking me
preteen,
this already. Like, Mom, when can I have a boyfriend?
Because how old is somebody? She's 12, 13?
She'll be 12 this year.
Okay, so she's kind of like
She's
preteen.
preteen. And she's like, Mashara, I'm serious. We talked about this before, but she's asked, and I'm like, dating, like, as in, like, going out together, hanging out with each other.
Yeah, like, oh,
I would say
boyfriend, girlfriend.
supervised dating at 16. And what I mean by supervising is y'all can go to a restaurant, get your own table, but I'm going to be in a restaurant with a table, too.
16?
Yeah.
I guess so.
I'm saying, like, y'all could go out because, 16, you like in what? Like,
16, you
grade.
can drive. You can get
You
a
could be
driver's
11th
license.
grade at 16. I was
That's
at
true.
16 in 11th grade. I was
Right.
17 in 12th grade. So you're almost like
So like
out
supervised.
of high school. So, but I'm saying, like, I told her, I was like, you can hang out and do stuff like y'all can go to the movies, but I'll be in the movie theater as well.
So what age do you think it's okay to put your daughter on birth control?
That's a touchy topic.
It is very touchy.
Because and the thing about it is a lot of young girls have to get on birth control
I know.
to regulate their periods.
Right.
But I don't want it to be like okay for you to have sex. You get what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Excuse me. And that's my thing. So I don't know. Like if I have to put her on it because of menstrual reasons or whatever, that's fine. But I don't know because that to me that's like it's okay.
So what's
because you're protected? I don't know, Jess.
That's tough, right?
Just the thought of thinking of her doing that.
Because
It's
you
like,
have
I
to
don't
think-
know. I guess 16 when she starts dating.
Because you got to think about it. A lot of kids are having sex at the age of like 11,
Yeah.
12.
Yeah, the story she told me about kids at her
Yeah.
school is like crazy.
10, 11, 12.
And being that she's her age, she could get pregnant right now.
Absolutely.
So,
Which is scary. Could you
which
imagine?
is no, I
No,
can't.
you can't even
I
imagine,
can't
right?
even I can't even think about it. But I'm guessing like I would say 16 maybe.
16 for dating.
I remember I had my mom took me and got me on birth control, and it was strictly for menstrual reasons because I didn't lose my virginity till I was out of high school. Like I was like one of those girls. I was like
Right.
the only senior with a virginity. Everybody was like, everybody was having sex, and they used to talk about me. And I used to be like, y'all ain't never gonna touch this. I was like a golden ticket, okay, to the Willy Wonka factory. That was me.
Really?
I want to get in my factory. Nope. But it was fun to have that power and control.
Absolutely.
To know, like, ooh, I'm y'all, and then everybody tried. And I used to be like, nigga, bye.
I was like 20 something.
And see, like, didn't it feel good to know that you held on to that?
Well, only because like the household that I grew up in, my mom was very.
Eleanor wasn't with it.
She was not with it, and she raised 3 girls. So
Yeah.
she was just very. But like my one sister, my middle, you always have
Yeah.
one. My middle sister,
There's always one.
yeah, she was like pregnant at 15.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? But she was just like that one kind of defiant. But now she's
A
amazing,
bomb.
like
Yeah.
CEO, like she's the bomb, you know. But sometimes people go through things in life. But at the end of the day, like, you know, my mom was like, don't follow, you know, I was a young teen mom and we were afraid of her. So I was more so afraid of my mother.
Like, Eleanor gonna kick this baby out of me.
Yeah, no, not
I
even that.
just-
She gonna kill me. But no, it was cool just because we focused. She let us focus on. There were so many other things we could do. So
Yeah.
she took us out of. And I'm not saying just growing up in the city that's going to you can get,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of successful people who go to school. But she took us out of an environment and tried to put us in like a different environment.
Yeah.
So
to
that
try
we
to
can
make a
focus
difference. That
on
helps. Yeah.
different things. So
So you didn't have that peer pressure,
pressure.
and that, you know, because a lot of people do stuff just because their friends are doing it.
yeah, I'm not
You
saying
know?
there weren't some girls out there who, you know,
Of
got
course there
pregnant,
was.
but for her kids, she was like, I got to
Yeah.
put them in a different environment and show them different so
think
they
that's
can
important.
think differently.
So do you feel like, I don't know. As far as that, that's just touchy. But I think
Yeah.
16, I would do that with her.
Yeah.
Because it's funny, because me and somebody have had the sex talk already.
Oh, wow.
And the only reason why we've had it is because people at school are talking about it with her, so she comes home with questions. And I feel like I need to tell her the
You
truth
have to be.
versus letting her hear from
Well,
them.
the internet's so big, so she can Google it. So it's best
Yo,
that
she
can tell you.
Googled herpes. I'm like, why? She's like, because somebody in school was saying somebody else had herpes, and I wanted to know what it was.
Wow, at 12? Times have changed
I'm
a
like,
lot.
cool. Like, really? She's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, don't Google. She's like, well, I just was curious. She came and said something to me, and then I'm like,
Well, that's a good thing that your daughter is very open, because
Very
a lot of
open with
people
me.
don't have that relationship with their parents or their child, that their kid keeps a lot of things bottled up and don't tell them. So that's kind of a
there's
good
a
thing.
lot of people out there that do that. Like I said, we were talking about I don't know, it was like a big trend on Facebook. I don't know if you watched Abducted in Plain Sight, which you need to watch it. It was a situation where the girl was abducted by her neighbor twice. Like the
Oh.
guy was like infatuated with her. Yeah, it's a crazy, ridiculous. Like the story.
Mm-hmm.
Just please watch it, and
I will.
you're gonna be like, what? Like it's crazy. But a lot of women and a lot of girls that I know now, were molested at a young age and
Yeah.
weren't able to have that relationship to tell their mom. They didn't feel safe.
That's
They didn't
true.
feel like, oh, she'll blame me. So I talk to somebody about that all the time. Like, listen, it'll never be your fault. It'll never. Like if anybody, anybody, makes you feel uncomfortable, you say something to me, and I feel like she will, because she said certain stuff before.
Well, it's interesting that you say that, because I did see like something on social media where it was like a false skit, but this happens in everyday life where they had a skit where the daughter was like, hey mom, like, he's been touching me, and the mom said like, well, it's your fault, like you walk around with like little shorts on around the house, stuff like that, and that happens, and you wouldn't believe that it happens in situations, but
a
lot of parents take
Yep.
the
For the man.
adults,
They want to stay with
or
their
the
man
woman.
so
It's
bad.
not always like the
Yeah.
man who is, the man or the woman
They
over
want
the
to
child.
stay with the other person. I'm just gonna say men. In the case that I saw has been men.
Right.
They want to stay with the man so bad. They want to be with the man so bad. Like I know someone whose mom walked in on them being molested by her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Still with her husband to this day.
Get out of here. Wow,
How?
that's sad.
How? You actually saw it. She didn't tell you. You walked in on it happening,
Right. That's
and she's still with him to this day.
that's sad.
Imagine how that made that girl feel.
Yeah.
Imagine, how it probably it ruined the girl for one, and then imagine how it ruined their relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, like absolutely not.
Interesting.
That's just
really
like one
sad.
of my greatest fears for something like that to happen to her. That's why I'm so like honor and protective, because I never want her to have to ever be like, oh yeah, that happened to me. Never
Right.
have to experience it in
Absolutely.
any type of way. So
There was a case, and it's really sad. This father, very involved in his daughter's life. I believe it happened in Chicago, if I'm not. Hopefully, I'm saying it was Chicago, where his daughter was abducted. She was on her way to school, 14 years old, and she was abducted by like a sex predator. And he, they're actually suing the school right now. I got to find out what state it's in, because I was reading the story. But he said, I was the father who always taught my daughter to be mindful of your surroundings, to not have your cell phone. So it's like in cases like that, how do you protect your child when you believe they're getting on the school bus, but somebody abducts them, and then you don't know that they're gone for hours until the school calls you, like, hey, your daughter never got on the
Wow.
bus 4 hours ago.
wow,
What
they have a
happens then?
4-hour head start.
That's what I'm saying.
You could be in Canada in 4 hours.
Right. So, and the guy just happened to live in a neighborhood. So it's like,
Did they find her?
She was dead. Yeah, the guy killed her.
He killed her.
He killed the
my
girl.
God,
Yeah, he was a
that's
sex
bad.
predator. Black guy,
See,
black girl.
that's why stuff like that is just so. And it's weird because I know back when I was growing up and stuff, like I was able to walk to the corner store with my friends and hang out and stuff like that. I don't feel
Right.
like my baby will ever be able to do that.
No.
It'll never be a situation where I'm like, all right, walk to the store. Never.
Mm-hmm.
Never. I would have to take her, no catching the city, but none of that she will never experience that unless we're together.
And that's
And we're
another-
like, let's just take the bus for fun.
well, that's something else. Like, I grew up in the suburbs, obviously, and well, not obviously, but I grew up in the suburbs, and we had, buses. Our monitors would like check off. But in the city, you ride like the city bus. Did you ever ride the city
Like
bus?
when you're in high school, they send city buses, but it doesn't stop at like for city bus stops.
It's all
It
for
It
kids.
stops at the stops for the kids that go to your school, and
Oh,
then the city
okay.
bus will take you to
I
school.
see. I thought like the kids rode with like.
no.
I was gonna say that doesn't even seem kind of
No,
safe. You riding
that's
with,
how it was. They're ITS buses, but they're school buses because they only stop at stops to pick up
got
the kids.
you. Okay.
Like if you weren't going to that school, you can't get on the bus.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then they'll go. But then sometimes if you miss your bus,
you have to figure out a way or walk.
you have to get on the city bus and go downtown and then do that whole process.
Okay.
So that still is a thing. So
Got
there's a
it.
lot of women or young girls that have to do that because their parents can't just take them or they at work and they gotta figure it out their own.
Well, yeah, because I'm thinking, back in the day, even when I missed the bus, like my mom, she was very hard on us. So if you missed the bus, you're walking to school. And I remember there was like there's woods in between like where we lived. There's like woods, and then there's like a path that leads out. And I remember if I missed the bus, I had to like walk through the woods.
Oh.
And my mom was just like, figure it out. That's the kind of mom she was. And I was like, oh my God. When now, like back then, I was not scared. I didn't think about it.
Yeah, but
But
now
now I'm
imagine
Walking
these
through the
young
woods.
girls, yeah. Because you could have somebody that watches you every day and be like, she come through these woods.
Well, yeah. I mean, it wasn't every day. I was like,
Well,
oh my
I'm
God.
just saying, like, some people there's walkers that go to school. Like,
Yes.
if you live a certain distance between the school, they don't
Right.
bus you.
Right.
I feel like everybody should get a bus, but
But now that I think
they
about it,
don't
I'm like,
bus you. So it's like, you never know. Somebody could be watching your daughter
right.
because she walks every day because you got to be to work at 6.
Or son.
She don't leave for school at 7
Right.
till 7. So every day she walks because you just got to work to provide. Not saying you're doing anything wrong as a parent or whatever, but she has to walk to school now. Somebody could be paying attention. You just never know. People are sick.
People are really sick, just in general.
I've been in places where I've caught men looking at somebody, and
Oh,
I
wow.
totally lose my mind every time. Oh, I didn't know. I don't care.
Well, the
I don't care
scary,
if you knew.
the scary thing about like life is like you can't be everywhere with your child.
And that's the thing
Yeah,
that bothers me because she could go to school and somebody could do something to her at school.
absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
After school
And,
program, you just
right,
never know.
like, you just can't be everywhere. So, but the things that I do have control over, I try to control. No sleepovers at just people houses. Like really one person house I let her go to, and that's my cousin. Other than that, everybody comes to my house because I know what happens here for facts.
right.
And I have 2 sons. They're older. They're 20 and 16, and they're like go when the girls are around,
Mm-hmm.
go somewhere. They don't even come around. They don't even bother the girls.
Wow.
I'm very particular about that and just very on point with it, because you just could just never know.
That's true. So let's kind of like we've touched on like relationships and just things that happen outside of the relationship. Let's kind of get right into like some hot sauce news, right?
Yes.
I know we had talked last week about the Super Bowl. Did you end up watching the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Oh, so you did, because y'all was giving me a lot of
Oh my God! Hold on, wait. This girl said she was at a mobile a couple months ago, and a man was jerking his penis in his car. See, people do sick stuff like that.
Well, yeah, they're sick people.
Go home and jack off.
Well, there's weirdos.
Yeah, but anyway, I did watch the Super Bowl.
So do you even know who won?
Yeah. Who we knew would win from the beginning. That wasn't a secret.
Listen,
We knew what was gonna happen before the game even started, but the Patriots won.
Yeah, they did. And I did watch the opening. What did you think about the Star Spangled Banner?
That was different.
What's her name?
I felt like
Gladys
I
Knight.
felt like she sung. She ain't seen the Star Spangled Banner. She sung the what is it?
She didn't do the Star Spangled Banner?
What did she sing? What's the song? Oh, what's the song? It's not called the Star Spangled Banner, is it?
This is the Star Spangled Banner.
No.
That's the name of it's the Star Spangled Banner.
What did the other 2 girls sing?
The America the Beautiful.
That's the name of that song?
Yes.
I don't know the name.
Hilarious.
Anyway.
It was the Chloe and the
Yeah.
Beyonce proteges.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You don't think they can sing?
I didn't think they did well. I didn't like the rendition. Let's just say that.
Okay.
I'm not saying they're not good, but I was like, okay, like who are you guys? Are you like 50 or are you 12? How old are you? I wasn't impressed
Leave
with
them
it.
alone. Okay, so Gladys Knight sung the Star Spangled Banner. Is that
Yeah.
what it's called?
It's called the Star Spangled Banner, Shakia.
I want to keep going. I want to call it the Statue of Liberty.
Really? let's get some
Okay,
books
Gladys
out.
Knight sung it. I was just like,
I think she
whatever.
did a good job.
Yeah,
I mean, there's not many of the old
I would have
school
preferred
left.
to hear Anita, but go Gladys.
Yeah,
I love
Anita's
Anita
pretty
Baker.
dope. Me too.
God.
But Gladys, she did her thing.
Yeah, she did good.
I mean, that's a big platform. So let's talk about the halftime show, the entertainment show.
They've been dragging Maroon 5. I actually love Maroon 5.
Me too.
I've actually been a fan of them for a while. I love
And then
Maroon
when he
5.
took his shirt off, I was like, okay,
I was like,
Adam.
Adam been working out. As soon as he took his shirt off,
Yeah.
that stuff, I was like, but when he had his shirt on, I was like, look at Adam arms.
Yes.
Adam been working out. He took his shirt off. I'm like, Adam been in the gym.
Adam definitely, because he used to be a little scrawny.
He was very scrawny.
and now he has like a little meat.
yeah, he's a little thicker.
Yeah, so he did pretty good. And then what's the guy's name? Kylie Jenner's. Look, we love to refer to him as Kylie
Jenner
Jenner's baby.
boyfriend. His name is Travis
Scott. He did I mean, he was on for 2.5
He sung
seconds.
one song, like
Yeah,
one
but-
and a half songs.
I mean, I thought he
And
did
then
pretty
Big
good.
Boy with the fur.
I didn't get
Could
that.
have done without it.
You know what I was hoping would have happened?
Outcast, like their Andre would have came
Well,
out.
I just think that if they were in Atlanta, I'm like, you know how dope the halftime show could have been? They was in Atlanta. All of the
All the artists are there.
Nobody
Nobody wanted to
wanted
do
to do it?
because of the Colin Kaepernick situation.
right. I get it.
That's why I feel like it was a stretch for them to sing "America the Great" or whatever.
Bye, Shakia.
I'm just
It's
saying.
America the Beautiful.
I don't know. Look, I'm like so like America the Great, all this. I don't know.
No, it's cool. I mean, it was all right. I didn't really watch it as much. 'Cause
I
it-
wanted to see it for Cardi's commercial.
what,
That's
the
the reason
Pepsi?
why I really want. I love her. Yes,
Yeah, you
that
do
is
love
my
her.
girl. I've always loved Cardi. I don't care what nobody say.
It would have been amazing had none of the Colin Kaepernick stuff happened, and she would have did a
And she would've
halftime show.
performed.
Could you imagine how that would have been?
Performed.
Because she actually has a song with Maroon 5,
Yeah, I know.
and it would have just been so dope.
It'd been great. She
She
could
could've
have did it. But the best commercial was the commercial that had all the football players old and new in it. Did y'all see
Yeah,
that
that
one?
was so annoying.
That was the best. No, that was the best
It
commercial.
was
was funny.
whack.
Out of all of the, I'm saying, out of all the commercials that were played, that was the best one.
The commercials were
How-
very
what was
whack.
whack
this year.
about that?
It just wasn't funny. I didn't get it. They wasted all of that money for what?
You don't.
No.
All the football players was in that, like all of them.
Shakia, but what was the point of it?
It was just a nice commercial.
No, it was terrible. It was
The point of the
wasted
commercial
millions
was
of
having a
dollars.
commercial about football players
Do you
at the
watch-
Super Bowl.
Do you watch football?
No.
Yes, I do.
No, she don't.
So,
I do.
So you understand when it's a fumble, everybody go for the ball.
I get that, but it
No,
was
she
still
don't.
so. It was just
It
didn't
was
make.
so
I was
bomb
like, this
how
is
that
so.
happened. I
No.
loved it.
It was terrible. I was like,
I loved
people
it.
just love to. People with money sometimes love to waste money. It was just like a waste. I just wasn't feeling it.
All those commercials be like $3 million.
Yes. Okay, so on other news, do you watch The Young and the Restless?
Oh my God, he died.
Yes, I'm trying to remember his name. I'm trying to find his name.
What was
But
his name?
Neil is his character
Neil
on,
is his character. Yeah.
and he passed away.
They said it was alcohol for alcohol.
Yeah.
Alcohol reasons.
Well,
like,
a lot of people don't
There's
know.
a
Like
lot
his
of alcohol
son,
committed
had
suicide.
his son committed
I'm sorry.
suicide. Do you want to give the news?
Go.
His son committed suicide back in 2014,
Wow.
and him and his wife, was really difficult for them to get through it.
Of course.
And obviously, he wasn't able to get past it. And yes,
He was so young. He was only in his 50s, like 52.
54. It was really sad. Very, very sad. Because I remember watching The Young and the Restless all the time with my mom.
Yo, Victor Newman is still on there.
He is still on there.
How is that possible?
I'm sure a lot of people are still on there.
My mom said
I
Victor
can't.
Newman was on there when she was little. She's 50.
Yes, I can't. But that's a
Victor.
really sad story. And then 21 Savage, they're saying that he might get deported. I don't know where he is right now, but he's from the UK.
What's he sing?
I don't even know. He's a rapper. He's a younger rapper, so I'm just not sure what song he sings. But
A lot. You know the song A Lot. That song.
sing it for
How
us.
many cards you got? A lot. And
No.
J Cole's
No.
on it. No.
No.
Oh, sorry, we're definitely not in that. I don't know. I haven't heard that song. But anyways, his name is popular, and a lot of celebrities are coming to his defense because they're just like, yo, he grew up here,
Mhm.
although his family's from another country, but they're trying to deport him. ISIS is trying to deport him or whatever.
How do they even know?
Because there's people who click computers and they're like, oh, Yeah, he's not from here.
This MAGA era is just making people go crazy.
Yeah, it really is.
I saw that today that Jay-Z hired him a lawyer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he has a lot of celebrity friends. You know, because he takes care of a lot of people at the end of the day, you know?
That's just a messed up situation. Leave that boy alone.
Yeah, leave him alone. It's really sad.
You know how many people here illegally?
Yeah.
First of all, how they gonna say something
Listen,
illegal
and
and
that's
they're illegal?
And that's
This
the
is
reason
stolen
why.
land.
This is why.
Nobody here is legal.
This is why your president is trying to build a wall.
How you gonna say somebody illegal? We all illegal.
Listen, your president is trying to build a wall.
They trying to say people is illegal and they stole all the land. Annoying. Whatever.
Right. But listen, this was a pretty good show. We talked about relationships, a lot of different things.
Question:
What?
Do you think men should be able to have more than one person in their life? Y'all answer that. Y'all let us know what y'all think.
Yeah, let us know.
My answer is: if you in a committed relationship, be in a committed relationship. Period.
Yeah, and if you want to be single, be single.
And if you want to have multiple women, do that, but be single.
Absolutely.
Don't keep playing with people's feelings or emotions.
I agree.
Because sometimes you get the right one and she gonna lose it. I'm losing my mind. I'm showing my entire asshole
Really?
wherever we at. I don't care.
I'm a
I'm
little.
like, don't play with my feelings. You're gonna see the whole hole. That's how much I'm gonna show out.
Oh, really?
I'm showing out.
Listen, I'm just gonna sit back and be like,
I'm showing out. You're not gonna play with my feelings.
you're gonna be dragged. You.
I don't care. You're not gonna play with my feelings or my emotions. That's not fair. That shouldn't be allowed. That's not right.
All right. So on that note, it was a really great show.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Make sure you guys catch us here next week. Somebody said no. Make sure you guys catch us here next week. We'll be here. Oh no, we won't be here next week.
Next week we won't, but the following.
The following week we have an amazing show for you guys. Make sure you guys watch that. Follow us on all our social media at The Plug Radio 585. Check out our YouTube. We're gonna have our videos and stuff posted up. It was a good show.
Yeah. All right, guys. It's The Plug Radio.
Plug Radio.
Let's get it straight, girl. You don't need a nigga for nothing. Looking better every day. You got that Benjamin Button. Claiming he don't got a girl. You know niggas be frontin'. You don't need no bitch coming up to you as a woman. Ayy, and you a boss, so you hate when niggas waste time. You too pretty to be paused on the FaceTime. Damn, I'm just stating the facts. You hate that like you hate when niggas tell you relax.
The fuck you mean relax?
You want something more than just physical. It been a while since you met someone original.